So, one big problem with binary thinking is in the way it distorts reality. When we shrink our world to fit everything into our small little box of certainty, we shut ourselves off from what's real. We close our eyes to the mystery of life and the great spectrum of ideas that relate to truth. In our box of certainty, we are convinced that we know all that there is to know. We make life tiny and manageable. And by doing so, we create for ourselves a false reality, a false sense of security, and a false idea of God. Imagine you're getting ready to leave home for a long trip, and you want to keep things safe and simple. So you decide to pack everything into a small suitcase. You spread your clothes and all your belongings across the bed, and you start making fast decisions. The easy stuff goes in first. The bulky pieces, the awkward ones, the things that don't fold neatly, they get left behind. Then you force the top shut, pull the zipper closed, and tell yourself a truth story. Everything in the suitcase matters. Everything outside the suitcase doesn't. That's how binary thinking works. Instead of letting reality shape the size of our understanding, we decide ahead of time how much we're willing to carry, how much we're willing to accept, how much is comfortable. The only things that matter are those things that neatly fit within our closed framework. Everything else, complex stories, inconvenient facts, uncomfortable truths, the real messiness of human life, it gets tossed aside. And we end up with just two categories: my stuff and everyone else's junk. But again, to make life fit into those two opposing categories, we have to shrink it. We flatten it. We oversimplify it. This is called reductionism. And reductionism feels powerful. Decisions are easy. Problem solving is fast and efficient. If it benefits us, we keep it. If it doesn't, we toss it. Easy peasy, simple, clean, done. And because this makes decision making fast, efficient, and confident, reductionism often gets mistaken for wisdom. It isn't. It's not. Contrary to reductionism, wisdom sees all things together as clearly as possible, or at least it tries to. It stretches to. It doesn't rush. Wisdom refuses to pretend that life comes only in two flavors. Reduction sees A and Z and ignores everything in between. Wisdom sees the entire alphabet from A to Z. Big difference. Reduction sees red or blue. Wisdom sees red and blue, and every shade of purple that exists between them. Reduction exchanges honesty to gain certainty. Wisdom exchanges certainty to gain truth. Wisdom is not afraid of the mystery of truth. See, wisdom is like turning on the lights and trying to see everything in the whole room. It's difficult, it's hard, but it's strange to see even the clutter, even the corners we'd rather not deal with. Reduction, on the other hand, puts on blinders, only seeing what is clean and comfortable. Wisdom makes room for diversity. Reduction erases it. Be assured, when reduction takes over, people stop being people. They become categories, labels, talking points. Motives are assumed instead of explored. Stories are reduced into slogans and memes to either love or hate. Reality is no longer allowed to speak for itself. It has to fit in the suitcase or it has to go. And that's where the real damage happens. When reduction replaces wisdom, we lose the ability to see clearly. We choose comfort over creation, efficiency over humanity. My stuff becomes sacred. Your junk becomes expendable. Evidence that complicates our conclusions, dismissed. Experiences that challenge our assumptions, minimized. Contradictions are treated as a threat to certainty instead of an opportunity to learn. But here's the hard truth. Reality doesn't stop being real just because we refuse to look at it. Reality, despite our best efforts, will always refuse to be shrunk down. Life will not be minimized. Reduction can fight against this all it wants, but it will not prevail. Reality is too immense. It's too big. The small suitcase of our well-ordered world cannot withstand the hurricane of truth, the bigness of what is real, the beauty and glory of mystery. Wisdom fully accepts this. Wisdom doesn't try to correct reality. It allows reality to correct us. It's willing to say, you know what? This situation is more complicated than I thought. It doesn't fit into nice, neat little categories. I think I need to listen. Wisdom resists premature conclusions. It stays open. It extends its hands and reaches out to the mystery of God, to unfamiliar experiences, and to the messy lives of others. Wisdom knows that understanding and the fullness of truth emerges slowly. It desires to gain understanding through listening, patience, humility. It doesn't abandon the pursuit of moral truth, not at all, but it knows that moral truth is often discovered through tension, not slogans. Moral clarity is received with God in community. Wisdom seeks to love by embracing the world as it actually is, not as we wish it would be. Wisdom isn't trying to travel light. It isn't obsessed with speed, control, efficiency, or security. It's not chasing power or performance. Wisdom pursues truth. It chases after truth, beauty, and love. Wisdom cares about people and places and stories. People outside themselves, outside their own experience. Places outside of their own story. Stories outside of their own experience. Wisdom isn't bothered by messiness. Wisdom receives expansion and mystery and makes room for a big life. So wisdom doesn't try to pack reality into a small suitcase while throwing everything else away. Throwing away and tossing away everything that doesn't fit inside. Instead, wisdom throws away the suitcase.